Hi everyone, welcome to our channel. So this is part 6 video on Redux Toolkit series and it is the last video. Okay. So now our main focus is on delete operation. Okay. Now first let's create the delete endpoint chunk middleware. For that go to our car/js. Okay. So here I can create one more chunk middleware. Export constant delete car API, okay, and create chunk async and name it like car/delete API, okay. And we know the second parameter is our async method and it will contain payload, nothing but the ID of the record we want to delete, okay. So constant API response await Axios. Since it is a delete, right, we will have delete method, okay. So to this delete method, simply copy this URL. URL should contain the ID value. Okay. If you have any doubt, you can go to the documentation of the JSON server. ID delete route here. Okay. And here there won't be any payload and it will simply return the API response dot data. Okay. And we have to register the status of our API calls as the extra reducers. Okay. So let me duplicate these two things. Update API calls. Okay. So here it will be delete API, car API. Okay. So this will be pending. And here is delete API fulfill. This will be ideal only. So here after deleting the item at the server, item should be deleted from the store also, car data array. Okay. So let's remove that. And here no need to have this line. Okay. But only thing is action.id and instead of returning here API response, if it is successful, I want to just return the ID value, okay, so that I can delete the item. Okay. So that's all about our car slicer changes. Okay. Now to delete the item, okay, here I don't want to create one more page component, okay, and navigate to that page component and delete the item. Instead of doing that, I want to add a delete button here. So on clicking it, instead of navigating new component, I want to open the React Bootstrap model, okay, as a confirmation delete. If the user click on the confirmation delete, then we are going to invoke the delete API and then we can close the pop-up, okay. So for that, let me create a shared component like a delete confirmation model. So in the components and shared, let me create component like delete confirmation. So I want this confirmation pop as a global to enter my application. If you want to create directly for a specific cars only, then under components create a folder like cars and inside of it add your component. Okay, but I want this like global one. So constant delete confirmation. Okay, and our arrow function as a component and return for now imaginary tags and export the component name. Okay, delete confirmation. Now here let me add the React Bootstrap model. So go to the React Bootstrap website. So go to components and look for model. Here is the model tab and look for a sample example. Okay, let me copy this one. I want this one. Okay, copy this. Okay, add it here. Now let's import the namespaces of the model and as well as button also. We will have a button inside of that HTML. Okay. Okay. Now this should be a generic, right? So everything will comes from the props. That means everything will be input from the parent element. Okay. So here what I will do, I will create a props.showModel. So this property must be come from our parent. Okay, you can define any name you want. I am defining like showModel. Okay, for now, let me create simple arrow function, nothing. Okay, so I want this come from the parent. Okay, so props dot title. Okay, and this also props dot body. Okay, and here close also. Let's do arrow function, empty arrow function, and it should be danger, and this should be dark, and it should be a confirm delete. Actually, I want to disable this button based on my API status. So disable. So I will send API status here also props dot API status. Okay, equal to pending. Then disable the button. Same condition I can use for button text change. Okay, so pending means deleting. Okay, or else simply I can say delete. Okay, it should be colon here. Okay, go to our all cars. So what I will do here, let me add this container inside of imaginary tags. Okay, now let's add here our delete confirmation model. Okay, so here what are the properties we have to pass from here? First thing is show model, right? So I will create same property. So this property, right? So that is input property. Here I have to pass the Boolean value. So for that, I will maintain a state variable here. Okay, let's do it here itself directly. Okay, show model, right? So what I will do, I'm going to create use state variable, and initially it is false. Okay, because use show model should be a Boolean value so that if it is true, model will open. If it is false, model will hide. Okay, use state variable. So what I will do, constant. Okay, array. So here what I will do, I will use same this input property name only. If you want to use different property, you can use it, but I will use same name. For left hand side, right hand side, I will use same names. Okay, so show model, that show model. Okay, this is my use state variable. So I can pass this variable to this input show model. Okay, here I have defined same names, but you can define your own names. For left hand and right hand, you can give different names. Okay, so show model I have given, and next thing title. So title, no need to be dynamic. I can give like delete confirmation. Okay, next thing like body. So body I will give like, are you to delete item? Okay, this is my body. Okay, and API status here, right? So in our component we already have the API status selector value. So what I will do, I will directly pass it. Okay, so API status equal to, I will pass same variable. Okay, so what are the pending things? Pending things are like hide or on close. We have to pass the method reference from our parent to close the item. Okay, and also confirm. confirm delete also we have to pass a method. Okay. Before that, let's focus on how to open the model. So to open the model, let me create a method handler like constant like open delete model. Okay. So it should get ID value as an input parameter. So here what I can do, I can send the set show model value to true. That means open the pop-up. Okay. And here we want to create one more state variable to hold our delete item ID. So for that, constant ID to delete item ID to delete. Okay. So set item ID to delete equal to use state. Okay, initial value will be 0. Now here I can set like set item to delete value, the value that this method is passing. Okay, so for convention, end with handler. Okay, it is like a click handler method. Okay, so for that, let me create a delete button here so that pop-up will opens up. Okay, so it should be danger, red color, and delete. Here we have to call our method like open delete handler. Okay, so here I can call like open delete handler id, sorry, car dot id. Okay, so that is our open delete handler, and now we have to handle the closing of the pop-up. For that, let me create one more method like close delete model handler. Okay, so arrow function. So I want these values here. So set the show model to false so that pop-up will be closed, and also reset it to 0. Okay. So we have to pass this handler to our delete confirmation model. So copy that and use the same name for both right hand side and left hand side. If you want, give different names. Okay. This should be right hand side value always the parent component value. Okay. Left hand side value will be the input property to the child component. Okay. Now copy this, and here I can use like props dot. Okay, that means I am getting the reference of the my parent for closing the model. Okay, same way props dot. Okay, that's it. So we are done with our closing also. Now let's check for confirm delete handler. Okay, so let me create a one more handler method to confirm delete. So constant confirm delete handler. Okay, and here we know in our car slice we have our middleware, right? For delete API call we have to dispatch this. So dispatch delete car API, and it should get ID value to delete. So we have item ID to delete, right? I can use that one. Okay, and unwrap, wait until the response comes. Okay, then okay, what I will do, all the logic in the close handler, or else you can call that method only. Okay, for our understanding I am repeating, or else you can call this method here. Okay, so what we are doing, calling invoking the delete car API chunk middleware. Once that is successful, we are closing our model and resetting our item to delete value to 0. Okay, I think that's it. Let's try to delete an item. Okay, see here we are getting delete ID. So Let's clear. Okay. Now let's click on delete. See, pop-up is came. If I close on cross button, it's closing. Okay. If I close on close button, that is also working. Okay. Now let's try to delete the item. Delete button. Okay. Okay. I haven't registered the confirm delete handler, right? So let me register the confirm delete handler as well. It should be passed. Okay. So now go to our delete confirmation and confirm delete props dot, okay, method reference. Okay, before testing, there is small correction here in class r/js. So in this here, I am using action.id, right? It will be always payload. Here we can return any value. Here in general, what we are doing, here it will be the updated record. Here it will be the created record. Here it will be the array of record. Same way here for delete API, it is ID. So everywhere it should be common. Means it is payload only. But I have given like ID. So correct it. Please correct it. For the delete API fulfill method, here it should be payload. Now let's test it. Now let's click on delete confirmation and also open the network calls. See, item is removed here. And if I check, see, delete action methods are invoked. If I go to network calls, here is the call for delete item. So that means we are successfully implemented our delete operation. So that's all about a sample React.js application with state management using the Redux Toolkit. Okay. Thank you so much for watching this video. I hope this video delivered some useful content to you all. If you like the video, please do support my channel by subscribing to it. And I also requesting you to share and like the video. Soon we are going to meet with new videos. Until then, signing off.